What is good, everybody? This is TAETRO, and welcome back to the Lo-Fi Loft. I have a little ranty, kind of interesting video for you today. I know it's off schedule, but I think it's something that's important for music producers that are uploading to YouTube. And it actually involves something that happened directly to me on one of my recent videos. It's a huge problem. So actually, just the other day, I looked down at my phone, opened the YouTube app to find something to watch, and I noticed something really weird. Lo-Fi Girl's 24-hour live stream had stopped. And I literally screenshotted it on my phone because I thought it was hilarious looking at the timestamp for how long these streams had been going live. 20,843 hours, 43 minutes, and 51 seconds with 668 million views. The other stream here that I saw in my feed that had ended 20,772 hours, 51 minutes, and 34 seconds. Of course, we all know the Lo-Fi Girl, the 24/7 live stream featuring lo-fi hip-hop music. I thought it was really interesting that those streams ended, and I was kind of just wondering why. Maybe they had to end them, maybe they reached a certain cap in time, but no, they were actually taken down because of a copyright claim. They tweeted out the claim that they got from YouTube. The Lo-Fi radios have been taken down because of false copyright strikes. Hopefully at YouTube creators at YouTube will sort this quickly. So they had received a takedown issue from, I guess, some random Malaysian record company, and they pretty much automatically received one copyright strike, which in YouTube world, if you receive 3 strikes, you are no longer allowed to upload videos. So that's pretty big. And not only that, Lo-Fi Girl's whole thing is a live 24/7 stream. So them being able to fully take down the stream pretty much impacts the whole essence of what Lo-Fi Girl is. But of course, Lo-Fi Girl was claiming this was a false claim. And this is where we get into the huge problem for producers on YouTube, and where something that happened to me on a recent upload comes into play. The way this works is basically companies can issue copyright takedowns on your content as long as they believe it has infringed on their copyright. Now, one of the major problems is some of these companies are using automated systems that use like audio detection technology to detect whether or not you have infringed on somebody's copyright. Like if you used a very famous sample, like if you sampled some famous top 40 track, it's likely going to automatically grab that and say, nope, this is copyrighted material. We're going to do a takedown of this content. Or sometimes they just monetize it for the copyright holder and the video can still stay up. And oftentimes it doesn't even result in a strike. This was really frustrating for me on a recent upload. You all may have seen my latest video with the SB404 and the Akai MPK mini play, the lo-fi beatmaking session. That video got copyright claimed. But what's more interesting about that is some of you may even remember the live stream where I literally made that beat from scratch on stream. So how could they have claimed that material? I did some looking into it, and the main piano sample that I used, even though it came from a royalty-free library, was used in another track, and that artist had signed up for some service where it sort of automatically claims or automatically detects if somebody's using their song. But since it was using the same sample, it was tripping the audio detection service. Now, in my case, this wasn't that huge of a problem. My video could still go up. I didn't get a copyright strike, but the monetization for that video would go to that artist, which is kind of bogus because I made the track. We just happened to use the same sample. It's not fair for them to claim the monetization for that video. Not that that was a big deal in this case anyway for me, because it was a sponsored video. I even went as far as to transpose the actual beat down to semitones and then re-upload the video with that audio, and it still claimed it. But nonetheless, I did file a dispute because not only would they collect the monetization on it, I think it has some impact on the algorithm if your video does have a claim on it, like it won't get pushed out to so many people. So I wanted to get that sorted. And this, by the way, is all while the video is unlisted, and that's a tip I'll give some of you YouTube music producers out there when we get to the end of the video. I'll talk about that more. Thankfully, I disputed it, and pretty quickly, maybe the next day, it came back and said, good news, after reviewing your dispute, the claim had been lifted. And this is actually really good for a couple reasons. I was really fortunate for a couple reasons. One, the video had gone out and the claim was still on the video. However, the monetization, since I filed this dispute, was held in escrow, which meant that the video could still earn money from ad revenue, but it would be held by YouTube until the dispute was resolved. If it was resolved in my favor, then I would get the monetization as usual. If it was resolved in their favor, then they would get the revenue. So this was overall a really fortunate situation because it was overturned quickly and the ad revenue was being held in escrow. But why should we be held at the mercy of these AI auto detection services that are not always correct, like especially in this case, or can be abused, which was the case with Lo-Fi Girl? Team YouTube even confirmed this on Twitter, said confirmed the takedown requests were abusive and terminated the claimant's account. We've resolved the strikes and reinstated your vids. It can sometimes take 24 to 40 hours for everything to get back to normal. Sorry this happened. Thanks for your patience as we sorted it out. So you could say all's well that ends well. Lo-Fi Girl's channel was not affected in a major way going forward. However, their stream being down when you're in the business of having a 24-hour, 7 days a week live stream, that's kind of huge. And the fact that a company has this power to take down even something so big as Lo-Fi Girl, or a company could randomly start claiming my videos and give me a random copyright strike, and my videos could be down for a period of time, which for me as a smaller creator would have a more significant impact on me and my ability to run a channel. It's really scary, and it's a problem for YouTube because they basically just accept that, oh, any of these claims that are made, we're going to rule in favor of the claimant at first, but if you file a dispute, hopefully it gets resolved in your favor. And maybe if you don't have a channel as big as Lo-Fi Girl, who can, @reply Team YouTube on Twitter and get a lot of attention, what happens to maybe smaller artists that can't get that much attention, that don't have that much leeway on YouTube, but get abusive claims on their channel? In my case, I got lucky. We just happened to use the same sample. The artist or the company recognized that and they cleared it. But what if they weren't so kind or so smart or so logical? If anything, YouTube should immediately be holding disputed videos in escrow from the moment it's claimed, give the person who has been claimed a chance to respond, and then dedicate a third-party team to be resolving this issue. If I dispute and I say, hey, no, this is not copyright infringement, it's not in their interest, the claimant's interest, to clear my video. It's actually in their interest to keep the claim on my video so they can earn whatever revenue comes from it. So YouTube should be the third party that's determining who gets the revenue from a video and making a judgment call between, oh, they just both used the same royalty-free sample, or this is an abusive takedown, it has nothing to do with their content, whatever it may be. YouTube has to take responsibility in this instance. They can't just say, oh, you claim that somebody else is using your material, we'll just rule in your favor unless they dispute it, and then we'll give you a chance to respond to that dispute, whether or not you want to give up the revenue for that video. It's definitely not a good system. So one piece of advice, something that saved me from this causing a lot more problems, was that I uploaded my video in advance, probably a couple days before I actually wanted to put it out on my channel. And while your video is uploaded and unlisted, it will go through those same copyright checks. So you actually have a chance to go and dispute it, cross your fingers, and hope that it gets resolved before you actually want to upload. But that's the best piece of advice I can offer at this moment, because we're really at the mercy of YouTube. We're at the mercy of anybody who wants to claim our content. We're at the mercy of these automated systems that are just using audio detection software to determine whether or not you either were infringing on somebody's copyright or just use the same royalty-free sample. It's just kind of whack. Anyway, let me know what you think of this in the comment down below. Hopefully this can be helpful for anybody who's been uploading and facing similar problems. Definitely upload unlisted at first, see if you hit any issues. Fight your disputes if you can, and just make sure you're in good standing, because if my channel got taken down, that would be like one of the worst things for me as an artist. And I really feel like I'm at the mercy of these big companies, and I don't know if I'll get a response sometimes. If you want to listen to a playlist of chill lo-fi music that isn't by a bunch of random artists you've never heard of, go to the link in the description and check out our Lo-Fi Loft playlist, which is a playlist of community members, home studio music producers from around the world, maybe like you, that are all making lo-fi chill music. Check that out, link is in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. That's going to be it. I'll see you. I'm live every Thursday, so hopefully I'll see you on a live stream, but see you in the next one. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.